All right, here's a quick review of the practice assessments that you guys got today in class so you can see what the correct answers are. This is the level 2-3 questions. The first question, the answer to number 1, the independent variable in this case is the music. All of these could be considered controlled variables, things that would affect the outcome if you didn't keep them the same. On the second page, this is the one where we changed this, and in class I gave you the new scenario. The answer's here. The manipulated variable is the temperature, because up here you see that they changed the temperature. The problem statement needs to be in the form of what is the effect of blank on blank. In this case, what effect does the temperature have on the number of cells produced? And then what can you conclude based upon the data? B, there is an optimum to temperature for cellular reproduction. Optimum temperature being, here's the peak. It's the best temperature, and then it gets worse again. So there's a question just like this on tomorrow's test, so you should kind of notice what that means about optimum temperature. Fruit fly population, question number 6. The dependent variable, the thing that was measured, the number of flies. Which of the following is a hypothesis correctly written? This should be if, then, because. So they got to start with the word if, which all of these do. If the flies are raised in a larger container, then the population will grow bigger because there's more space for them to occupy. You needed to read up here to see that it's groups of flies in different sized containers. All right, here is your level 3-4 questions. Same scenario. In this case, so you had to write it out. Controlled variables, you could control growth in a window, or you could have said light, same amount of water. Other things you could have said, same pot, same soil, things like that. The independent variable is classical music. The dependent variable is the number of tomatoes that were produced. A good problem statement. What effect does playing music have on plant growth? Oh, sorry about that. This one's a little bit tricky. We have 3 lines on a graph showing the way that a plant grows at 3 different temperatures. I asked you to make a new graph of a plant grown in a 4th situation, starting off at 73 degrees, ending at 85. In the graph above, this lower line is it grown at 92, the middle is at 84, the higher one is at 75. So here's the graph I drew. The line initially for the first 6 days grown at a temperature of 73 degrees should be a little faster than the fastest growth of over those 6 days in the graph above, because the temperature is a little cooler. And then after it warms up, that slope of that line should even out. Your graph should not go down. The plant will not get smaller. It will just stop growing as fast. And you do have one like that. And already I see a mistake that I made. Don't make this mistake tomorrow. I didn't label my axes, and I didn't give it a title, but I was doing this really fast. Scenario 5. Again, this part needed to be changed. First asked to list the variables that would be held constant, and these are the ones that were listed in the description, starting with the same number of cells, that it's 1 liter of nutrient broth, and there's 24 hours of growth. These are all things that were stable or constant. Filling in the hypothesis. If the temperature that yeast cells are grown at increases, then the population will also grow faster because yeast cells prefer warm environments. I've said what will happen, my independent variable, what will change, my dependent variable, and then why. And then question number 7. What can I conclude based on the graph? Again, there's an optimum temperature. I went over that already. Last one. See if I can get this in under 5 minutes. I'm just going to leave this here. You guys are welcome to pause the video and read my hypothesis and my 6-sentence conclusion for yourself.